Hi everyone, welcome back to the Elbis and Elbis album review show. I'm joined here with Elbis.
Alright, pal.
Well, I ain't so bad, and today we're coming back at you with another review. Obviously, the last review we did was... what was it?
Transformers.
Oh,
Red.
Jesus.
Not a great one. And before we get started on this, we ought to say as well, this is a swiftly sanctioned review, because time is of the essence, and we need to be in and out of this studio very, very quickly today. Plus the weather's nice.
But you know Elbis and Elbis, we run on a tight schedule.
We do.
All the time.
We always run on a tight schedule because we are so popular.
Yes. Now, well, what's going on? What do we do here?
We do the wheel and all that business, don't we? Because we're on a swift schedule, we've done no planning, not that we
I've just gone straight into it. I had to break some bad news, which you need to listen to.
Which we're still rocked by, I'm sure the fans are as well.
Shot to the core.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting over that. But, well, I think I need to get my big bulging binoculars out.
Yeah, that's right, no, because we haven't done the...
Elbis...
No, I need to...
Oh my god, we haven't got a new entry on the wheel. Jesus Christ. Well, you shoot that down. Come on, hurry up, Pops. We're on a tight schedule.
I need to build the press.
Come on. And you fans should know how to do this by now.
Hang on.
Especially the people with the blueprints.
You have to keep going until you can't turn it no more, which is about there. Now just give it a minute.
Oh. Yes, there it goes. Oh, yes! Oh, he's right in there.
I can't wait to see this.
Oh, wow, that sounded good.
Now we're doing Elbis Predicts, and don't forget, it's 3-0. However, you need to get your big bulging binoculars out.
Well, if I'm going to read the album review names, there is something that needs to happen, and it's me getting my big bulging binoculars.
Let's have a look at them this week, pal.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I don't know you're carrying them around, pal. I'm sure they are getting bigger. Just give them a twist. That's it.
How do I've got my edit?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Let me just tune him in. Oh, yes.
I think you've enjoyed it too much.
Sorry. We've got a tight schedule, haven't we? Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, on the album wheel today, we have Urban Hymns by Devoth. Led Zepp 3. By Led Zepp.
A partially eponymous album.
The Stone Roses by the Stone Roses.
A fully eponymous album.
No.
Yes.
By Travis. Purple by Prance.
A heavyweight contender.
Night at the Opera by Quen.
The second part of a heavyweight duo.
The new entry on the wheel is Ten Cessay by Ten Cessay.
Another eponymous entry.
I knew it was heavyweight.
It's already off to a good start.
Just the way it sounded from the pipeline, I knew it was bloody beautiful.
It is 3-0 to Elbis. And the wiseth Elbow doth allus goeth fog. And so, Elbow the Wise's prediction for this week. Do you know what? I'm going to go eponymous this week. And I'm going to go with a new entry. 10 Cessay by 10 Cessay.
Oh, well, I sort of hope you're right in a way, pal. Well, I'm also going to go eponymous.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to go with the Stone Roses. By the Stone Roses. Now I need to take my walk over.
To be fair, pal, that's been there a while. I think you've got a good chance here.
Well,
you go for your walk.
Anyway, let's go for my walk. Alright, I'm here at the wheel. Oh my god, I think I've just knocked a ball, have I? Oh no, it's fine.
Don't matter, that's not you.
Well, we've been through the album names, we have made the Elbis predictions. Well, now it's time to fire up those petaflops. Come on. Come on. 3-1.
Oh yeah.
Yes! Yes! 3-1. Yes! The comeback's on. The comeback is on. Woo! He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Elbis the Impetuous. He's coming for you. I'm joining Elbis back in the recording.
Anyway,
Alright, I'm
fans,
back.
I'm sure you heard the impetuous one, for once in his life, rushed in and got the result he expected.
The Stone Roses by the Stone Roses is the album we will be reviewing today.
Well, I tell you what, pal, I'm bloody glad because it's been hanging around that wheel.
It has
for a long time. It's pre-crap filter. But
well,
I'm reasonably confident it's not going to be crap.
We'll have to find out now.
Oh, actually, I better go bloody.
I think you need to get Jukey
up.
Yeah, come on.
Come on,
Good
guys.
week. Hang on a minute though, while you're doing that,
Yeah.
I'm sat here, I don't know really what to do.
Oh well,
it's
you could give him the news.
Oh my god, the news.
Give him the news, pal.
Well, you aren't going to believe this news.
God.
Seriously. The news is unreal. It's,
God.
it's...
Keep him talking, pal.
Seriously, I advise everyone to just turn up the volume on the device, whatever you're listening on, whether it's a laptop, a
Couple more minutes, just
mobile phone, I don't know, an iPad or something.
I got it.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, good old Jukey. Hang on.
I just don't know this. Well, Jukey's fired up. Jukey's fired up.
Here we go, but she's a bit temperamental, and we've got to be quick.
And don't forget, we've got a tight sketch, so get the first song. And hang on a minute, though.
It's an eponymous album, that's true.
We know it's an eponymous album.
Mm.
Is it an eponymous song?
I wish it was, but it isn't.
That's a shame. That's a shame, but put it on anyway.
A feeling we all want, and that is, I want to be a dude.
Oh
My God.
Jesus.
Oh, it's the sound enhancement device.
Jesus.
Oh! There we go. Retrofit there.
Here we go. Well, that was I Want to Be Adored, the opening to the eponymous album. And I'm going to say, wow.
Well, what I would say is that the Stone Roses, the band, not the album, and the album, introduced a new sound.
Yes.
In the summer of 1989.
Yes.
And back in 1989, as you know, I was at the pinnacle of my extreme sporting career.
Oh my
And
God.
the days were hot. The days were hot.
Get
Every
stuck.
single day seemed to be boiling, and the nights were sleazy.
Get stuck.
And that's sort of the sound which that sound there conjures up that sort of a memory.
Well,
Sun it up in the day, sleaze it off in the night.
No,
Thank you
wants to
very
know about your
much.
sleazy career.
Yeah,
Well, for me, that song right there. Now I think back to when we did Toys in the Torting by Aerosmith. And one of the big problems with that album for me, as the fans all know, and as Elbis you will probably know, is that it just lacked identity.
That's correct, yes.
Now, I found that the best albums, when they start an album, they have their identity, they present themselves to the people,
yes,
and they stick to what they're telling you.
Now,
to me, this song, now I'm looking at the lyrics, it's not the most complex song in the world, lyrically, but I don't have to sell my soul, he's already in me. For me, that's a lyric that is that good.
It's not
It
bad.
don't need any lyrics around it.
Now,
It just needs a quality instrumental.
the thing is with the Stone Roses is that I feel a bit sorry for them actually now, because I feel like they've been copied a lot.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? And it's a bit like, imagine Elbis and Elbis, let's just say.
Oh, yes.
A truly unique experience for the fans.
One of the most unique experiences.
And I dare say that in the upcoming years there's going to be loads of Elbis and Elbis wannabes copying us.
There already is now, pal.
The thing is, it's like, it's alright setting a trend, but then screw everybody else who copies it. And I would like to say to the Stone Roses, and in particular Mr. Ian Brown,
Yes.
well done, pals. We appreciate that you invented this stuff, and, you know,
and we
people have copied you.
sort of know what you're going through in a way.
That's it.
We sort of know what you're going through, because there's plenty of copycats who
Yeah.
just want to be like Elbis
That's
and Elbis.
right. That is
Now,
right.
for us, we have our identity, you have nothing. So
Imitation
that's just
is
way
the finest
life
form of
is.
flattery, without question.
Yes.
And so, if people want to copy us, then good luck getting past our legal team.
Yes.
But send us an email.
Yeah, just send us an email and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, see what becomes.
Well,
of
for
it.
me, that's a turn it up. Now, next song
Now,
for me, I
the
think.
title of the next song is quite unusual because, other than the bangles off the top of my head,
Yes.
I cannot think of many females which play this instrument. But
Ah.
according to this song, she's the one that's banging the drums.
Oh, it's a...
Bang some,
Oh, you dirty guess.
Just joking.
Well, that was She Bangs the Drum by the Stone Roses, and I've got to say, wow, a phenomenal follow-up to the first song.
This reminds me of a handsome young man.
Oh,
donning a YSL shirt
No
and taking his first strides out into the adult world and having a look around and thinking, my God, some of these entities are looking fantastic. Making his way down some stairs to a small little hovel in Kingston upon Brilliant called Room. And you used to go in and have a bit of a dance in the dark. Now, the DJ who played on those particular evenings was repetitively different, because what he did is he played that song, the second to last song of the night, and then the last song was Nelly the Elephant, Pat Tear Trunk, and it was brilliant.
Well, for me, She Bangs the Drum, I've got to say, it is phenomenal. Now, I have never heard a song that emphasises the effectiveness of the riff as well as that one, because not only does it emphasise the guitar riff, it emphasises the bass riff.
It seems to have a transitional way about it, the whole track, if you see what I mean. It doesn't really change a lot. But
not really.
No, but it for me.
Well, actually, yeah, I do know what you're saying.
It's not really something where you've got a discernible chorus and verse.
Yes.
It's kind of like it's anthemic.
It is.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, well spoken.
It's like a bloody good football chant. You just keep chanting.
Yes.
And, that's
well spoken.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, I think people, get carried away with the She Bangs the Drum.
Yeah. And that gets on my nerves.
Yeah, well,
sing the full thing if you're going to sing it.
If you look at the other lyrics, it starts off, I can feel the earth begin to move, I can hear my needle hit the groove.
Well, there you go.
Little lyrics like that.
And that's kind of what I was trying to say earlier.
Overlook the lyrics that came before the main bit.
It's got lyrics, it's got an effective riff on both the lead and the bass.
Instruments, it's got song.
Lead plus bass plus lyrics equals good song.
Excellent song, I'd say. Well, I turn it up.
Both of them so far. Yeah, we forgot about the system. If you don't know what the system is, it's turn it up, turn it down, leave it the same.
pull.
But both toined up so far.
Yeah,
and the next one is called Water Fuel.
Oh, yes. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, that was Waterfall by the Stone Roses. And another track that emphasised the effectiveness of the riff.
Well spoken,
perfectly for me.
Now, for me, does Ian Brown have an echo effect on his voice?
Possibly,
because to me it sounds like he's singing in a cathedral. And I would say that you could actually get like a school choir, even if half of them was not good singers, and actually just get them to sing that as a chorus, and it would sound similar. And that's the sign of a good song. Sometimes a song is written so well, just about anybody can sing it.
Sometimes a slight tweak can
make your
song
week.
Well spoken. Good lyrics, pal. Should maybe write a song or something.
Well, I've got to say that as an opening 3 songs,
I don't think you can find much better, to be honest.
Pretty strong. I could argue there are some albums
that
which are as strong in the first 3 songs. But I certainly couldn't slag any of them off, and it's a turn it up from me on all of them.
Also, I can tell you right now that Ian Brown, first of all, is obviously not just a singer, he's an artist.
And a martial artist.
He really is, yes. He does. I believe it's...
That's some Brazilian one, isn't
it? I can't remember what it's called.
A cross between dance and danger.
Is it capoeira?
Yeah.
Capoeira, that's it.
Yeah, it's like dangerous dancing.
Yeah, I'd still batter.
Well, you are trained in martial arts like I am. And primarily it is a form of self-defense. But you mess with me, and I shall break.
The fans have seen the news, the rumours about me injuring Elbis.
Oh, God.
Your rib. You've been crying about your rib for 10
years. Fans, it's like trying to stick an octopus in a handbag. That's what totally do.
It's like
Every now and again, you're going to take a
it's like
limb
listening
in
to
the
a
ribs.
little girl throwing her
Get
toys on the
stuff.
pram every time
Get
you've
stuff.
gone
Just
about
'cause
your
you got one hit
stupid
once,
rib.
that's all.
Anyway, it's a great
Now,
song.
it's a good song.
You know, I think first three, brilliant. Now, what's the next one?
Now, with this opening that they've had, which is 3 incredibly strong songs, my advice to the Stone Roses at this stage would be...
I think a short song is needed here.
Well, my advice would be quite simply, don't stop.
Brilliant.
Bit of a jump on jokes.
Oh, good.
That should
Wait a minute.
be. God,
What's going on here?
stop that.
Yeah, stop that. Well, Don't Stop. That's the name of the song by the Stone Roses.
I mean...
Bloody bilge. What was going on there?
I mean, I just don't know what to say about
Ah,
that, really.
well,
I
I
mean,
ain't got a clue.
I've heard that you're a lad who likes to experiment.
What are you on about?
And so,
You
know,
absolute-
experimentation
You are.
is not a bad thing, but it
Jesus
needs to be entertaining
What in
experimentation.
the bloody hell?
But for me, I would call that daring dead wood.
It reminds me of the time you... Well...
Get stuffed. Now, the thing is,
you
why
sat
did
a
they
few
bother with
pointed
that,
fences.
though? Why did they bother with that?
Well, it's clear to see that Ian Brown and the Stone Roses were trying something new. with-
Yeah, it didn't work.
What they've done is they've reversed the last
Waterfall.
track, Waterfall.
Yeah.
But when you've got a riff going on
That
for
is
about
so effective.
5 minutes and then
Yeah.
reverse it, and it's like, oh, you get a bit sick of it.
Why
I've
did
been
they
hearing
do
the
that?
same song for about 10 minutes. What's
I
going
know.
on?
Honestly.
Shocking. It seems to me like they've got the lyrics, but they just couldn't find the sound, and they got a bit lazy and just thought, oh, just whack that backwards, and we'll just play to that.
The thing is, what we should...
Interesting. It's interesting bilge. That's
It
what
is, yeah. Well, that's what I said, daring dead wood.
Get stuff.
Now,
Well, yeah.
what's wrong with that?
Right,
Now, what we should probably explain to the fans, because they probably won't understand it, is
Oh,
that
no.
as songwriters
No chance.
and wordsmiths
Oh,
and
Leviathans.
lyrical legends as we are,
Yeah.
when I
Linguistical lads.
when I pen a production, I have it in my mind that this is going to be everybody's favourite. It's going to be somebody's favourite Elbis and Elbis production.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we've got fans out there who love Sharkface.
They
We've
do.
got fans out there
Die
who love bloody Dream of Vision, who love the album review show.
FOTW.
Even
I love that.
FOTW, even though we're sick of it.
Yeah,
The thing is,
yeah.
people love each of our individual products,
They
and
do.
we'd say that it's fairly equal. Overall, people just love us. Now, the problem with this is, I reckon there is not one single Stone Roses fan in the world who says, you know what my favourite song is?
Don't stop. I agree, pal. I absolutely 100% agree.
If there is, I can only think it's someone with their ears on backwards.
Well, I'd rather, if someone said, oh, would you rather listen to Waterfall or Don't Stop, I'd just rather listen to Waterfall.
Well, that's
You
it.
might as well. What's
Yeah,
the point?
yeah.
It makes no sense. I don't understand what they was going for.
Yeah.
But to me, it's brought the album down a little bit. That so the Stone Roses need to steer the ship back in the direction it was going.
Yes,
if you know
yes,
what I'm saying.
yes.
Because right now, that song has just made it tilt a little bit towards an iceberg.
And now, if Ian Brown is tantalising us by 3 tremendous tracks at the
Yes.
beginning,
Yes.
and then he's going to just drop bilge on us all of a sudden, the thing I would say to him is, bye-bye, bad man.
Well, that was Bye Bye Bad Man. And, sorry, pal, we just had to start without you because someone decides to go for a deposit
It was not a dark deposit at all, you lying get.
through the song, and I thought I'd press play to prove to the fans that even
It
Elbis
was a
the
number
wise
1 rather than a
doth
number 2.
goeth
Because
to
I can control my
depositor.
bowels, whereas you
get
can't.
stuffed.
In any case,
full control of
what
it.
about this song?
It was
Oh, God.
Jesus.
You're disgusting.
Oh, sorry.
Pig. You
Uh,
make me want to vomit. Anyway, what about this
Sorry.
song?
I tell you what, Boy Bad Man, it was a soulful song with sad undertones that still sounded joyfully jitty.
It was a bit of a jolly jit. Now,
However, I think the song that came before it has affected it. And I think this song should have been where the last song was in the album, if you know what I'm saying.
you know me, Elbis.
Oh.
When I hold the truth in my heart,
Yes.
refusing to release the truth is like holding
God.
burning ember
That was a bit of a
and
vibrate.
burning my palm.
Well, you're a truthful triumph.
I am. And do you know
people say,
what?
don't they?
And I'm going to say something now, and I think you're going to be cross. I don't know if with the Stone Rosés just the Stone Rosés, let's just say. I don't know if the old saying, if you've heard one, you've heard them all, sort of comes into play. Do you know what I mean? They are all, they're all right, they're all good. And I'd turn that up if it came on the wireless. I'd enjoy it. But when I'm listening to an album, I like a bit of variety. And by variety, I don't mean just play a song backwards. I think they need to just change things up a little bit.
Controversial, that pile.
It is, but I had to say it.
Ian Brown is good at capoeira.
He is good at capoeira.
Now
I am a karate, so he can come at me. You know what I mean? But I actually think that Ian Brown is a truth teller, and I think he would respect my opinion on this. And he's done other things since. Do you know what I mean?
I think... I understand what you're saying, pal. I do. But I think for 6 songs in, it's very critical for you to say that. I think we need to listen to the album.
I mean. Yeah, they need to change it.
There could be a change here, and if there's a change here, then Elbis will apologise.
I will.
And,
Yeah.
We'll
I am here to be proven wrong, but that's why I had to just get it out there and then.
Yeah.
They are
for me, that last song, I'd keep it the same.
Yeah. Well, no, this is exactly what I just said. I would probably turn that up if it came on the radio.
Yeah.
Because it's a really good, jolly
because
song.
I think for me, the placement in the album damaged it a little bit there.
Possibly. But anyway, I think it's all on this next song.
Come on.
And I don't know what it is, but it's called Elizabeth, My Dear. I'll tell you what.
Well, that was Elizabeth, My Dear, and My Dear, what the bloody hell just went on there?
Yeah, well, the best thing about it was only 53 seconds,
It was,
and 6 of those was silence.
Now,
so it's quite good.
thought this was going to be a transitional track, however, I don't think it was. I think it was possibly a metaphorical message.
Possibly, and it is. The first thing I said when it came on is that this is really Simon and Garfunkel to Elbis and Elbis.
Yes, you did.
Personal friends of ours.
You did, yeah.
That it was Skyborough Fair.
Yeah, you did. And Correctamundo,
it was.
You got it absolutely correct, pal.
Yes.
Because I've checked the encyclopedia and the melody is used is Scarborough Fair.
Which is a traditional English folk song, I believe, isn't it? So it's maybe unfair to say it was Simon and Garfunkel, but because they are personal friends of the Elbis and Elbis, world-class people.
Well, if it ain't them, they did it right.
They did it right.
So listen to that one.
Now, I don't know what that added to the album.
Well, I'll tell you what now, if that came on the radio, I would absolutely put pulp on, because I am sick.
Well, and the thing is, if that came on the radio, but you had to nip out and post a letter, you'd miss it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So what's the point?
Exactly. Now, the next one is... Oh, well, I think I've heard of this one.
Oh, right.
And it's actually... Do you know what? There is one thing that I'm a bit mad about it, really. It's called Made of Stone, the next one. It's very famous, but I would have called it Stone Roses, because then it would be an eponymous album by an eponymous band on an eponymous thing.
No, it's not. Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh, bloody Jukey.
Jukey's done something here. Hang on. It's...
Do you want me to
I can see it, pal. No, it's fine. I can see that. Let me do it.
Steady, yeah.
And now, just one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, right. Yeah, son. It's that one.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, pal. It's bloody Jukey acting up
Song
again.
for
She's been in a bit of a mood, hasn't she, Jukey? I've noticed it.
Well,
it's because we hadn't used her for a bit
I haven't paid her a lot of attention.
No,
a lot of attention.
Well, just maybe the axe is in the corner, Jukey. So
actually, I think it slipped out of view. I'll go get that steadied up. In any case, this is called Song for My Sugar Spun Sister, and I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
An alliteration.
A very good alliteration, actually.
Yeah. Well, that was a Song for My Sugar Spun Sister, and I've got to say, a good song.
A return to form, actually.
Yeah, it really was.
I'll give him credit for that. I really will. Now, what we're going to explain to the fans is they may not get quite such an in-depth analysis between songs.
As we said in the intro, we run a very tight schedule, and we are behind on that schedule and need to hurry this full process up.
There is a man walking through the entrance to Elbis and Elbis Studios and making his way up the stairs, and his name is Old Father Time.
Do you want me to I could call down to reception and tell her to...
Tell them to delay him.
Yeah, tell her to...
Yeah, tell her to delay
I'll
him.
do it during the break.
Yeah. Alright, well the next one is not an eponymous song on an eponymous album by an eponymous band. The only one I know of that is Biko and the Weasel by Biko and the Weasel. Off the award-winning album.
I've heard it's quite
Biko
good.
and the Weasel.
I've not sat down and given it a full listen yet, but I've heard it's really good.
It is.
Yeah,
Bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, Made of Stone.
Oh, that was good, that song, by the way.
Yeah, good song, yeah.
Well, that was Mad of Stone. And I've got to say, Paul, I think the Stone Roses have answered your previous criticisms and come back conclusively and cohesively.
And concoctively, because that was absolutely bloody blinking brilliant.
It really was, yeah.
They knocked it out of the park with that one. That
Fantastic,
is anthemic, as were the earlier ones, but I feel like they changed it up a little bit.
I think this
And that
album...
is truly anthemic, that one, because you can imagine stood there going, sometimes I...
Yeah. You do,
and I often did during my...
Anyway, listen. I think that is bloody phenomenal, and I think that the Stone Roses could have... This album had the potential to be one of the greatest of all time, and I'm not saying it isn't one of the best of all time, because I think it's good.
Well, we'll have the chat.
But we'll have the chat very, very soon.
Sped up chat.
I think Made of Stone there, though, is
the
highlight.
World-class receptionist is doing her best to keep Father Time at bay, but he is getting impatient.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And that's one thing you don't want to make Father Time, is impatient, because he's the master of time.
Elbow. What's the next song, please, Paul?
Shoot You Dune.
Oh my god.
As Baggers would say.
You would. Not good. Come on.
Alright, done.
Well, that was Shoot You Dune by the Stone Roses, and I've got to say, bloody brilliant song.
I've got to say, the few seconds that we listened to it and zipped through, it sounded pretty good.
It sounded pretty brilliant.
It did sound good.
Now, I think that song was a soulful song, and I think, to be fair, the Stone Roses have now changing their styles of songs, they're slowing things down.
Yeah.
But they're also, you know, showing that, you know, they've got a little bit of style.
There's a definite difference that we've heard.
There is.
A distinctive definition.
Yet, they've kept their identity throughout, I reckon.
That's right,
I think so. I think this album says, well, the Stone Roses, this is what we do.
Yes.
And
your identity is extremely important to you, because we've seen you lose your identity,
I did,
and we've seen you criticise bands that struggle to know their own identity.
But I found my identity again. I found it. And that's what I mean. Sometimes you in life, I mean, people do lose their identity, but it's about getting it back.
Anyway, the next one's called This Is the One, because I'm pretty sure that's Father Time rattling up the stairs as we spec.
Wow. Well, that was This Is the One, and I've got to say, another fantastic song.
Pretty good. I've got to admit, though, I'm getting a bit sick of them now. I feel like I've heard enough Stone Roses for one
Jesus
day. No, I have, pal, I have. And I like them as a band. I love Ian Brown as well. But do you know what?
You know what it is? It's because you've criticised them, and all they've done is answered your criticism, made you look like a fool.
No.
They've made you look like an absolute fool, and now you're just like, oh, I don't like them and all that. Just typical.
I'm just getting a bit sick of it, that's all. Typical. Now, the next song is... Hang on a minute. Just double checking the encyclopedia if the next song is correct, because, yes, okay, Dukey. Now, the next song is something which is a really good name.
Yes. And I've got to say, it reflects the album, this last song, actually, because I believe that the Stone Roses, halfway through the album, had a resurrection, let's just say.
Well, in some ways, I suppose. Now, what I'm interested in here is it's called I Am... No, but this is interesting. Look at this.
I can't believe you.
It's called I Am the Resurrection, but the word I is in capitals, and the word am also has a capital A. Now, to me, that's a bit strange.
And so does the R.
Yes, but the doesn't, so it's in title case except the, which could be correct English, I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
I don't really
In any
know
case, let's have a listen to it.
Well, that was I Am the Resurrection, the final song of the album, and I've got to say, finished with aplomb.
It did. That was a good end to a
Fantastic.
Reasonable album.
Oh, yeah, you.
Look, sorry, pal, but you know you're
listen,
easily
all
sucked
these
in
all
by
done
stuff
have made
like
you look like
this.
an idiot.
You
And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't like these anymore.
You find things repetitively
You're like a
refreshing.
little baby. I'm
whereas
sick of you. You throw your toys out the pram just because you're
celebrate
wrong.
different stuff. You know what I mean?
You.
So anyway, we're going to have a chat, a very extendedly quick chat.
Well, my chat is that this album is not one of the best, but
good,
very good.
So
very
let's talk
good.
about tiers.
I think I would put this in tier 2 for me.
Tier 3 for me all day long.
Oh, you are ridiculous.
Sorry, pal, it is. It is. It's not making tier 2.
No, tier 2.
It's not
I'm
as
going
good
to put it in
as
tier 2.
Hunky Dory by David Bowie.
Oh, it's better than that.
Get stuffed.
It is better than that.
It's not as good as The Strangler. It's
yeah.
about as good as The Quen Is Dead by The Smoths.
Well, they both should be in tier 2, so that just says more.
I'd put that slightly ahead of The Smoths.
Oh, you are.
Well, I would. Sorry about that. Anyway, fans, the trouble is today, as we said, we really did squeeze this review in. We had an important update to do as well, which was essential.
Yeah, it was.
And so we understand that this wasn't the best review in the world.
Well,
if you don't like it, don't listen, and you know what you can do.
Get stuffed.
The Elbis and Elbis album review show.